Hey, welcome back to the channel.
Hi everyone.
So in this episode we are going to talk about our recent experiences where we had
In 1 week.
In 1 week we did 2 types of RVing. One is full hookup and the other is
primitive, no hookups.
Yeah, primitive camping, boondocking, dry camping, whatever you want to call it. But we thought we'd take just a few moments and maybe give it I don't know, maybe kind of rate which ones we liked and which ones we didn't like.
Maybe pros and cons of what we liked of each site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're new to RVing and you just found this channel, so we are part-time RVers, meaning we go out on several long trips a year and then take short weekend trips here and there. For now, we have plans. At least I hope we do. So we have plans. We want to explain the differences between full hookup and no hookups or boondocking. So with the full hookup, we were at the KOA recently in Colorado, and I'll put a link to that video if you want to watch that. And we had full hookups, and I mean full hookups.
Yeah. Water, sewer, electric, cable TV.
Cable TV. And so that makes it really comfortable because you have basically all of your facilities.
Being at home.
Yeah. And so the advantages, what does Tina like most about full hookups?
Long showers.
Long showers. Well, that's true.
I don't have to worry about the water situation. When I want to take a shower, I can just go in there and get in and not have to worry about the water consumption.
Yeah, and same here. I mean, jumping into a shower, and not having to shut it off.
Yeah,
right. To conserve your tank water, which we'll get on that here in a moment.
Yeah, and when we cook, and I'm doing dishes, I don't have to worry about, do I have enough water?
Right.
Do I not have enough water?
Yeah, so full hookups are great.
Yeah.
So that is a positive. What else? Well, the facilities were nice.
The facility was very, very nice.
At least at this KOA, it was really good.
The campsite itself was very clean. The whole park was really clean.
Yeah.
They had a nice laundry room, a nice swimming pool, a hot tub area. It was, all in all, it was a very, very nice, comfortable campground.
Yeah, it was. It was very well manicured. The staff was great. They had a great, gift shop, front office, whatever you want to call it. It was just well taken care of and beautiful. I mean, especially on where we were, right there on the river. It was really nice with all the facilities full hookup.
all the hookups.
And I did go check out the bathrooms, and they were really nice. So they had a shower, toilet, and sink. And all those were nice. Those were good shape as well. So, what would be some of the?
Well,
I would say
some of the other positives is being in that KOA and being on that campsite, being in that whole KOA. We were close to many places. We could go get gas. We could go to the grocery store. We could go to dinner because the restaurants were near. There was activities. If you wanted to go downtown in Glenwood Springs, there was activities.
Right.
So everything was right there for you to explore.
That's true.
If you needed something, you could just go right, like I said, gas station, grocery store. It was very easy, accessible.
Yeah. So even though you're camping,
you're glamping,
or you're glamping, RVing. I actually call it RVing.
Yeah.
Right, because to me, camping, you're in a tent. So, but Tina, you're right. The amenities, is that how you say the word, is good because you have access to your normal city life stuff for the most part.
Right.
What would be some of the downsides?
I think the downside is, I think being in a campground, you're more, not that it can't happen at every campground, but you're more closer. The campers are more closer together. The sites are closer together. Yeah. It's a little bit more noisier compared to if you're just boondocking at a primitive site. It's a little bit more noisier.
Yeah, so where we were maybe a half a mile from I-70, and it wasn't terribly loud, but you could hear the occasional semi-truck go down the interstate. You know, and you have your typical crowd. You know, people running up down the street, kids cycling. I mean, the fun stuff.
Right.
It's still fun. The dogs barking, our dogs barking,
Oh yeah.
other dogs barking.
Right.
So you're right. So being close, a little louder, and was there anything else maybe as far as I don't want to say negative, but just
Yeah.
things to note?
Right. I think restrictions. Did ours have any restrictions?
Maybe you can't park on the grass. They don't like you parking on the grass, which I can understand.
Right.
They did give us a warning that if you, because they water their lawn overnight,
Right.
make sure you don't leave anything outside that you don't want to get wet, because it will get wet. But that's for this campground. I don't know. They're probably not all that way.
No.
But I think a majority, are, have some type of like, don't park on the grass. Quiet times at
Quiet
10 or
times,
whatever, and keep your dogs on a leash, which you should anyway.
Right.
Those types of things.
Right.
So
to sum up what you like about the
the full
full
hookup.
hookups.
Well, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, I like having my electricity, water, and not have to worry about the tanks filling up. You just dump them when you need to, and being close enough to things. We had about a 20-minute drive to Glenwood Springs, but we had a fuel station right in front of the park.
Right.
So the day before we left, I fueled up, topped off with Def, and we were ready to go.
We had cell phone service.
We had cell service.
We had internet.
And really good internet, yeah.
Internet. We had cable, which was
And cable
nice because
TV.
we go if it rained or
Yeah.
if we had a moment and we had to stay
Yeah.
in the camper, we at least had a little TV to watch. We were able to use our fireplace.
Yeah.
So all in all, full hookups
Yeah.
is great.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about where we were heading to, which was
Rude Eye Reservoir.
Rude Eye Reservoir, which is in Basalt. Well, actually, it's in Meredith, Colorado. But what a difference!
Oh, a big difference.
Yeah.
A big difference, yes.
So now, if you're not familiar with the term boondocking or dry camping, basically you are running off everything that you have contained in this unit,
Right.
in your RV.
Right.
Now we have a generator to keep our batteries topped off and to be able to run the coffee pot. Although we did find another way to make coffee
Yes, we did.
almost just as good.
Right.
Actually, it tasted really good.
Yes.
I'll share that later. But so the difference is we pull in there. They did have one water spigot that you could hook your garden hose up to.
Right.
We filled our water tank up, but then we had to conserve water. We had to conserve water.
Yeah.
There was no dump stations within.
No.
Oh wow, it's at least a 90-minute drive.
So it's right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. About an hour and a half. Yeah.
So you're having to leave this. I mean, we're talking about boondocking. I mean, it's kind of way out there.
Well, it's
At Deerhammer Campground in near Rude Eye Reservoir.
which is about 30 minutes from Basalt, Colorado.
Right.
And it's a beautiful drive. It's a beautiful drive. But when you're at the campsite, like David said, there's not hookups at
There's
all.
nothing.
There's no sewer, no water, no other than
Well, they have the water you fill up, but
Yeah.
not actively running water.
Right. And then no cell phone service, no internet, no TV, nothing like that. So if there was, if you needed any of that, you had to go back to town about 20 to 30 minutes away
Oh yeah, at least that.
to get service.
Yeah.
If you needed groceries, it was about 30 minutes
Yeah.
away. And then one day they've got this beautiful, beautiful frying pan river where you can trout fish. And we needed our fishing license because we didn't get it prior to getting
Right.
there. We forgot to stop to get it. in town. Well, town was busy, and then we had our RV with us, so we had to get into the site, unhook, and then go back to town to try to get our license. And the only place in town that has fishing license, their internet was down.
Their systems were down.
Their parts were, they had to order new parts, so we couldn't get fishing license. So Dave, they're like, this is what you do. You have to get on a government website. And David, what was your experience?
Oh my gosh. I told Tina, I'm like, okay, let's go do your grocery shopping. I'll get our fishing license. I'll sit out in the truck and get our fishing license. So I get online. I forget even the website, but it's a government website for Colorado fishing license. I get on there and it says, oh, you already have an account. I'm like, crud, I've never set up an account. All right. So then it became a quest to find my user ID.
And your password?
Yeah. So finally, long story short, I ended up finding my ID. It's not even a user ID. It's just an ID of sorts. And I was able to reset my password.
Yeah.
And then found out she had the same thing. So I think it must have happened when we had gotten licenses before. They registered our names. And so it picked up our name and our driver's license number.
But I know it was a very aggravating situation because cell phone service or internet, anything like that, is very limited.
Well, and trying to do this on my phone.
Yeah.
You know, in a parking lot of a grocery store.
Yeah. I could see
not ideal.
I could see the stress on his face when he came into the grocery store to help me do grocery shopping. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But the pros of where we were RVing, it's just the beauty.
The beauty. We were surrounded by mountains and the beautiful Frying Pan River and the
little
creek
behind us.
It was just from where it had been raining and snowing and it was melting. It was just this little nice white noise when you sleep at night because you could keep your windows open. It was cool.
Oh, it is very cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful site. Now the site is a little bit more primitive, so the ground isn't as nice as if you were at a KOA.
Right. It's pretty much dirt.
Yeah, pretty much dirt. So plan on, possibly having a dirty camper.
Oh, yeah. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed, that's right. And then just the quietness of it and, every once in a while you could see an eagle, just the wildlife you could see. Now, I wasn't lucky enough this time to see a moose. And that's a thing for me. I love to see a moose. But some of our friends, while we were there, they saw a moose. So one morning, I'm like, let's get up and let's go moose.
Right.
we weren't lucky enough to see that. But I just think the pros of being there, just the beauty of it all. And, even though you were worried about, I always worry about running out of water or filling the tanks up. But as long as you conserve, you can make it. We made it how long?
We were there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
We made it.
So 4.5 days.
4.5 days, just boondocking on what we had there, and we made it.
We did.
We made it. So we were there with friends, and the campsites. Even though there's only like 12 campsites there.
Yes.
So even though they were small, we didn't feel crowded.
Right.
We didn't feel crowded.
Yeah. Yeah, the little loop there at Deer Hammer is not really big.
No.
The whole area is not even maybe 200 yards long.
No.
Maybe 100 yards wide. It's very well laid out. There's a lot. They kept the trees the best they could, and it's just that it's very primitive and rustic looking. And
very much so.
It's just nice. Different. It's just different.
Right.
And so there's not one
I tell
way
you,
over the.
One of the positives is you see more stars.
You do.
More stars than you do in the city. When we were at the KOA.
Yeah.
It was cloudy. There was one night just a couple of stars came out. We were able to see a couple of constellations, but the light noise. Sometimes keeps you from being able to see the beauty of the stars. And then, but when you were here you're surrounded by mountains, and when the sky, it's so beautiful. Sometimes it looks almost like a navy blue, and the stars are just everywhere. I think that was a positive.
Yeah, it is very. I mean, because we're at about 8,000 feet, and the last night we were there was super clear. I remember walking back from the other campsites and looking up, and I'm like, wow, absolutely amazing.
Right.
All right. Well, so we talked pros and cons, kind of each. So we're back home right now. We're getting ready to escape this horrible
This heat is just like
Ohio Valley heat, and humidity.
You probably hear us a little bit.
I'm a little congested.
Allergies right now.
Right.
It's like, yeah. So we apologize for that if we sound a little hoarse.
But coming up here in the next few episodes, well, tell a little bit. Don't spill the beans or anything, but we have a couple of
videos coming
out. Yeah.
And it's going to become a rivalry between a little competition between me and Dave. No, maybe no competition.
No. Are you challenging me?
I'm challenging you.
Oh man.
I have a video. He has a video.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're going to see who gets the most likes and the more responses. Vote for me.
Oh no. Well, we'll see. We kind of have some kind of common, and it's kind of common. The videos are common as far as like the content, but
I don't know.
Well, you'll see. Yeah. So anyway, appreciate you guys hanging around to the end.
Yeah, and listening to us. We always want to thank our subscribers, and if you're new to the channel, and if you like the content that we share, take a moment to like, subscribe, and ring that bell you get notified when we put out another video.
Yeah.
But
all right. Well, I think we should wrap it up and pack this thing up and head up north.
Michigan.
Heading north, yeah. So,
Michigan.
all right. Hey, thanks for hanging around, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye now.